Do you ever feel like philosophers ask all the academic questions, but none of the questions that matter to anyone? Then have I got a philosopher for you. Epictetus started off working for a man in Rome named Epaphroditus. Epaphroditus had risen out of humble conditions to become secretary to the emperor. So Epictetus must have had a high opinion of Rome and winning the approval of the emperor then, right? When Epictetus was eventually granted freedom by Epaphroditus, he moved east to the city of Nicopolis, where he warned people about living for the approval of the emperor. Epictetus is known today as a Stoic philosopher. He is credited by Marcus Aurelius, the most famous Stoic philosopher, as being a source of his inspiration. Okay, so how exactly did Epictetus get so big? Other than adopting an orphan boy, we don't know much about what he did. But the people of Rome remember that Epictetus practiced what he preached. He wasn't just dropping off a bunch of ideas. Epictetus's writings could be described as mini dialogues, vignettes, or if you like, memes. And today, we are going to journey through these stories and decide whether Epictetus is an... I want everyone to admire me, to follow me around shouting, "What a great philosopher!"
And who exactly are these people that you want to be admired by? Aren't they the same people you are in the habit of calling crazy? And is this your life ambition, then, to win the approval of lunatics? He's a clever young man and a fan of rhetoric.
How do you know?
He praises me.
Oh, well, that proves it, of course. Look, what do you think is really going on? Don't these same people secretly despise you? Name me a subject for discussion now. Pleasure. All right, put it to the test. Lay it on the scales. For something to be good, it must be something we can rely on and trust. I agree. Well, can we trust anything that comes and goes? No. And is pleasure constant? No. Then take it out of the scale and banish it from the reel of goods.
If only I could travel.
Behold the birth of tragedy, when people can't be challenged.
Will I ever see Athens and the Acropolis again?
Girlfriend, you're not satisfied with what you see every day. Can you hope for better vision than the sun, the moon, the stars, all the land and sea? And if you appreciate how God governs them, and carry Him around inside you, what attraction can mere marble or fine masonry still have for you?
Model yourself on card players. The chips don't matter, and the cards don't matter. How can I know what the deal will be? But making careful and skillful use of the deal, that's where my responsibility begins. Yeah, can I get a reliable way of judging by appearances? I just want to do whatever feels good. We don't have that here, sir. Listen, if you can trust a pilot for your flight, or a bus driver to drive you, why not go with your trust and ideals? Thank you, sir.
I don't know about Epictetus. He wasn't so great at making funny memes. Meow.
Humor is just the surface of irony. Also, I think some of these are kind of funny. It is much easier for a mariner to wreck his ship than it is for him to keep it sailing safely. All he has to do is head a little more upwind, and disaster is instantaneous. In fact, he does not need to do anything. A momentary loss of attention will produce the same result. But how am I supposed to eat if I am destitute? What about runaways? What do they depend on when they flee their masters? On their lands, their servants, and their silver plate? Hardly. They rely on themselves, and they still manage to survive. Don't want anything except what God wants, and no one will stop or stay you any more than they can stand in the way of God.
Didn't I read to you, and didn't you take note of my performance?
I noticed your clever phrases, yes, and you can have them. Show me instead how you practice desire and aversion to get what you want and avoid what you do not want. As for those treatises of yours, if you have any sense, you will go and burn them. Here's how you behave.
Shall I read to you, sister, then you to me?
It's marvelous the way you write.
Well, it's uncanny how you capture Xenophon's style.
And you have caught Plato's manner.
And you Antithenes.
Then, having indulged each other in your fatuous fancies, you go back to your former habits, your desires and aversions as they were. Your impulses, designs, and plans remained unchanged and care for the same old things. Is there smoke in the house? If it's not suffocating, I'll stay indoors. If it proves too much, I'll leave. Always remember, the door is open. Consider how we apply the idea of freedom to animals. There are tame lions that people cage, raise, feed, and take with them wherever they go. Yet who will call such a lion free? The easier its life, the more slavish it is. No lion endowed with reason and discretion would choose to be one of these pet specimens. What about when you petition me for a favor? Isn't that proof of your regard? No, it's me looking after myself. If you press the point, I will concede in the process. I give you the same attention that I give my dishes. But I can cut off your head. Good point. I'd forgotten that I should look out for you as I would look out for some virus or infection. Don't bother me. Don't you realize the problems I've got? You think I can listen to poetry in my position?
What is it?
I'm sentenced to lose my life.
And the rest of us aren't going to lose ours.
What about if someone threatens to take away my life? Surely he compels me then.
It isn't what you're threatened with, it's the fact that you prefer to do anything rather than lose your life. It's your set of values that compelled you while acting on will.
Cleo scene, I don't get it. If there's atheist and theist existentialists, why are we looking at this to see if Epictetus was an existential hero?
Ask yourself if they blame God in good faith, owning their freedom. And consider Kierkegaard's observation that, against God, we are always in the wrong.
Why did he bring me into the world on these conditions?
If the conditions don't suit you, then why are you getting out of bed every day? He doesn't need a heckler in the audience.
But my nose is running.
What do you have hands for, if not to wipe it?
But how is it right that there be running noses in the first place?
Instead of thinking up protests, wouldn't it be easier to just wipe your nose? On a side note, Jean-Paul Sartre made a similar critique of people who said life had nothing to do with choice because they didn't ask to be brought into this world. Both Jean-Paul and Epictetus respond in a severe but fair way, essentially asking such a person why they choose to go on living. And they both use the metaphor of an open door to remind their audience that we have a choice in our own lives. So, back to this. Epictetus invites us to survey the life of the ancient champion Hercules. He asks us, what would have happened to Hercules if there had been no lion, hydra, stag, or boar, and no savage criminals to rid the world of? What would he have done in the absence of such challenges? Obviously, he would have just rolled over in bed and gone back to sleep. So by snoring his life away in luxury and comfort, he never would have developed into the mighty Hercules. And even if he had, what good would it have done him? What would have been the use of those arms, that physique, and that noble soul without crises or conditions to stir him into action? Let me share some of my back-of-the-napkin benchmarks. Epictetus doesn't hit a lot of notes, but the ones he hits are powerful. These are some of the existential variations he builds out of them. There are also a few he shared that didn't seem very existential to me. Overall, I would say the tier of existential hero that Epictetus belongs in is right here. A. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Did you think Epictetus got a fair grade? Had you ever heard of him before? Also check out the book with his name on it. Thanks for joining us on this stoic meme journey. Please comment and share your take on his life. Thanks.